Okay, here we are at the back door. So I guess I should make it quick because it is about to pour here in a couple minutes. So here's the back entrance. And then because it's on a corner lot, the street and the fence line, it's not exactly square. And you can probably see that when you do an aerial map of this property. So here's the bay window. The fencing, it's in really good condition. The fencing along that side and the back is a little bit older, but it's still in good condition, just older. And you can tell this is newer. You have some arborvitae creating additional privacy. And the grass, okay, this part is dead, but it gets nice over here. The good thing about grass is you can bring this back to life in no time. You just need topsoil and fertilize it, and it'll be good to go. But this is as private as you can get. You can probably see it and get a sense for it. The nice covered area that's permanent. The roofing, the architectural comp roofing matches the house, which is a huge bonus. It's really neat. And they have solar, you know, like you can't tell. Can you tell? There. So the solar is connected to these string lights. You know, might as well use the sun power to heat something. So they're using solar for that. Tons of mature landscaping here. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a barbecue grill or a smoker. Again, they've done a good job at diverting water away from the house. That's the key, because the way this thing is set up, it should go down that hole. But that hole must be backed up, so they have a separate drain diverting water away from the house. This is the right way to do it. The siding's in pretty good condition. Just a little dirty, but otherwise it's in good condition. So there's a little bit of moss on the roof, but in my experience, this is nothing to be concerned about. You can kind of see some right above the skylight, right around there or to the side of it. But none of that is a concern based on my experience. But you know, I'm a realtor, so I'm not a home inspector. They can make that determination. But this is a 50-year architectural comp roof. It's the best type of shingles you can get for a house. And it's in my opinion, it's in very good condition. There's no buckling, curling. Those are some of the signs that we look for when the roof is at the end of its economic life, and everything looks straight and very unilateral. And that's what we look for. And you've got this outdoor fire pit. I am sure that'll stay with the house. And you've got wisteria climbing all over the string lights. You've got this outdoor sitting area, which creates a nice intimate ambiance. Looks very sturdy because you've got these the brick for nice foundation. It's permanently affixed. Very nice, high quality. I'm just taking you guys on a quick tour of this garden. And I'm doing so because everything is nice here. Got this nice walkway. And this will actually promote additional privacy. Here's a view of the back of the house from here. Make our way through here. And then go to the side. I can see a heat pump, which means there's air conditioning in this house. So that's a huge bonus. Again, diverting water away from the house. Very good. There's a heat pump. It's American standard. Older unit. Looks good from the outside. The physical condition looks good. Access to the crawl space. They're doing this again here. There's the view of the side of the house. Nicely kept up. Your neighbors. Nice tool shed. And that was the door that we came out of from the garage. I'm filming and trying to look for other red flags if there are any, and I don't see any. Newer fencing here. And here we are out in the front. So that tree is part of this house. So you can see where the property line ends right over here. You can tell because the neighbors cut their grass, but this side has not been cut. So this is all yours as well. And they do exactly what we have homeowners do, and that is to keep the shrubs away from the house. That keeps the pests away. Seems pretty consistent throughout the house here. Let's take a look. Yes, nicely done. Same here. So similar to the house on Village, this house has definitely pride of ownership, you can tell. It's in very good condition, and it is indeed a hybrid between the two that I looked at yesterday. So just think of this house as like the Village home. Village and Norfolk put together. But this house, it looks really nice and immaculate. So the bottom line here about this house is I would give this probably a 7 out of 10. I like the house on Village better, in my opinion, because they kept their updates on the Village house. It was kept updated, but the updates were subtle, meaning they're not trendy, and they kind of go with a nice refreshed look year after year. Here, this house has been updated from the 90s, and it's evident, you know, the floors, the kitchen, the countertops, cabinets, right? Everything here has been updated. Appliances. This is all updated and new. But there are some hints, if you know what to look for, there are some hints about this house that could use a little bit updating because it hasn't. So, for example, you've got, you know, brass handles. You know, brass versus brushed copper. You know, they're two different eras. And so, you know, this is, I would say 80%, maybe 90% of the house has been updated. But I noticed stuff like this. They still have this old intercom system in here. That is from the 90s. Oh, here's the central vacuum thing I wanted to show you. So you essentially connect a hose in there, and then you can vacuum away. Light fixtures, you know, this is newer, right? But then, you know, throughout the house, you've got light switches and the light switch covers that are off-white. And these are definitely from the 90s, you can see. 90s, updated. So there's subtle difference in color, white versus kind of beigey. I think I'm being really picky right now, but I'm just, my job is to point these out because as much as this home is updated, there are some things about the house that's not. And, you know, in my opinion, it's not a big deal, but I just don't want to point those out. again, white, kind of beigey. Beautiful handle and locks. Right? It's updated. Not updated. Not updated. These railings, you know, you've got the posts and the banisters from the 90s. That light fixture up there, definitely from the 90s. Beautiful powder room. I want to use this as an example too. 90s. This is updated. The color, the design, the toilet, even the mirror, light fixtures. It's beautiful. Nicely updated in a subtle way. But then there's others, you know, other things around the house that's takes you back to the 90s. So that is something to think about. Again, it's not a big deal because I'm sure these are things that you would eventually do over time. So I'll just close it out with that thought. Oh, it's beautiful. I didn't notice this. That's a nice piece. Definitely updated. This rock work, beautiful, nice touches. And this, I don't know what it is, but it's some type of art. Concrete, nice touch. Notice the updated light fixtures too. Okay, I will stop going on about this house. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I think overall, like I said, it's 7 out of 10. Neighborhood, I will give it 9.5 out of 10. There is no such thing as a perfect neighborhood, but 9.5 is as perfect as it gets. Any questions? You know how to get a hold of me, and I hope you enjoy this video.